Hello, my name is Mara Klein. I am giving my professional disposition of teachers video today for Professor Kimber Underdown, SPD 501. Today I'm going to discuss some questions regarding the role of educators using the professional disposition of learners as a guide. I'll start by talking about the role of special education teacher in learning support, improving planning and practice, upholding professional expectations and ethics, and collaboratively advancing the profession. Maintaining high expectations and respecting the diversity of others are two important dispositions for teachers to support their learners. Teachers must have high expectations for all of their students because everyone can learn. But all you have to do is make sure that the learner has the supports and tools they need to meet those high expectations. In special education, we have a range of diverse learners, and as educators, we must respect all the differences that make our learners unique. When it comes to improving and planning and practice, reflection and curiosity are a must. As an educator, we need to stop and look at what we're doing. What's working? What isn't working? What can we do a little bit better? And it's important to collaborate with our fellow educators to share ideas and create new ideas. As educators, it's also important to stay curious. Keep asking questions, keep challenging yourself. Professional expectations. These words make my inner child cringe a little bit. But it is important that we present ourselves as positive role models, and that means a certain amount of professionalism and ethical behavior. We can convey professionalism in the way we dress, the way we speak, and generally in the way we conduct ourselves. We can put our best ethical foot forward by embracing the dispositions of honesty and fairness. It's also important to remember when we're collaborating with our colleagues that we still have to remain professional. It's good to feel comfortable and it's good to be yourself, but there's a fine line, and we have to make sure that we are maintaining professionalism when we are working with our colleagues. You're not at a rock concert, you're not at a party, still work. All this talk about dispositions feels like a good time to stop and reflect. Reflection is one disposition that I truly value. I think it's very important to intentionally take time to reflect on our work as educators. I try to set time aside every day, usually at the end of work, to think about the day. What happened? How did I make something better or make something worse? And I like to also use that time to chat with my coworkers and brainstorm some ways to do things differently in the classroom or some new ideas to engage our students. I believe that there's always room for improvement, so there are certainly lots of concepts within the dispositions that I still have a lot of work to do. But one that I can easily identify is high expectations. On the base level, I absolutely do believe that all students can learn. But I also do sometimes catch myself saying to myself, well, this student can't do this, so what else can I give them? Rather than saying things like, this student could do this if I gave them the supports that they needed to meet my expectations. The last thing I'm going to talk about today are biases. Everyone has them, whether we want to admit it or not. Bias can be unconscious. Our brains process information all the time without us being really aware of it. This could be an issue in the classroom in many different ways. For example, an educator may tend to show more emotional support to a student if they know that student has a single parent. Or maybe they view behaviors of a student that lives in a rough neighborhood as aggressive, when they would not if it were a different student doing the same thing. Or perhaps one student's parents sends in classroom supplies all the time, tissues, snacks, the much needed and greatly coveted classroom necessities. It might be easy to think that that student has a very supportive family at home. And that may be the farthest thing from the case for that student in their home life. Biases are always going to occur, but the best thing we can do is to be aware of that and to try to catch it. Then we can stop, reflect, and try to move forward. The more awareness we give to our biases, the less likely they are to appear, and the quicker we'll get at being able to identify them and prevent them from happening at all. So that's all for today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and thank you.